the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. Tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. I'll tell you one thing we've seen during this grit and grind era in Memphis is that they are tough in the postseason. What is it, Kenny, about the Grizzlies' style that makes them so dangerous in the postseason?
They're just physically taxing over 7 games. Could you imagine just someone leaning on you for 48 minutes?
Look to take charge at the FedEx Forum, and we're going to bring it to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. For the Grizzlies, their last game, a win against the Timberwolves in Minnesota.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game.
The Grizzlies trail by 15. And so in the game for the 76ers, Grant at small forward with Noel at the 4. Robert Covington out there with Freak, and it's Okafor in at the 5 down low. The 76ers have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Got a piece of it. The dish now to Freak. To the right side. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Grant kicks to Freak. To the paint. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And looking now at the numbers for Covington, last season's performance for him. Last season put up about 9 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
And they've clearly been the aggressors here early on, drawing fouls and working themselves to the line.
And that is always a good recipe for offensive efficiency and a key to their lead tonight.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Wright comes in for Zach Randolph. And it's Green in for Green. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Marshall's checked in, so we can't get either to fall. Here is Livingston. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Can't hit from in close.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but, man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
That's good. Grant's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
A great point. Really an embarrassing performance defensively, and the coaching staff can't be happy.
Livingston kicks to Adams. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Boy, Gasol with a punishing pick that time.
The 76ers leading by 16. And here's Freak. An 11-point game for him in the win against Cleveland. Now the pass to Noel. Over to the left wing. 3 on the clock. And there's Kendall Marshall on the assist by Grant.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
From 10 feet out, no good from Gasol.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Wright sets a screen. Kicks it to Adams from 17 feet out. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Adams has got 6 points.
And you can see he's got a little bounce in his step. 3 out of 4 to start.
It's stolen by Green. Here is Livingston. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Wright sets a screen. The wide open look for Gasol. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. 76ers lead by 16. And we'll be back right after this. And here's Freak on the importance of preparing for games.
In my opinion, of course, just in my opinion, you can never practice enough. You know, even though I've been playing ball my whole life, I'm always finding ways to improve, putting up jumpers, working on defensive schemes. Our coaching staff helps us practice all kinds of game situations so that when the time comes, we'll be prepared.
You know, Clark, is there anyone that really doubts the importance of practice?
No, not at all.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Noel and Embiid patrol the paint together inside. Then there's Grant. Then it's Freak. Feeds to Green. Back to Conley. 6 to shoot. Expanding his range. And Embiid pulls it down. The 76ers leading by 12. To the inside, Grant, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down. He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
And Noel kicks to Freak, launches a 3, and he gets it to go. And the 76ers lead by 17. The Grizzlies have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark, 4 of 9 all told. And it's Conley penetrating. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. For Memphis, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
2 shots.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
That one is off. And the Grizzlies with some changes. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Randolph. Jordan Adams comes in for Tony Allen. And it's Livingston in for Mike Conley. That one is no good.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that.
Man, I like their approach to the game right now. There's tremendous aggression on both ends, putting the onus on the officials. Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give them any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
For Philadelphia, they have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
That's good for Marshall. Marshall hits them both. There's 1:38 left now here in the second. Here is Livingston. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Green, the screen. Here's Adams. Off the left rim and out.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And it's Freak missing.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Livingston kicks to Green. Inside. And Green slams it in.
Oh, Maestro, you're so good at making those lead passes. Like conducting an orchestra.
Marshall dishes to Freak. Here's Noel. Gasol with the rebound.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Yeah, that's a good observation on your part, Greg. Fewer free throw attempts for them this quarter. And the danger is they can't afford to get too comfortable out there because they've got the lead. Otherwise, it might start to get away from them.
The offensive rebound. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Marshall kicks to Freak. Pass to Noel. Philadelphia moving the ball around. All by himself. Here's Adams. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
I thought they did a better job of getting it inside in the first. I mean, they were conscious of throwing that ball in the paint and attacking the rim.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Free throw good, Adams. There's 14 seconds left in the first half.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
Now, Freak. Picked by Okafor. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. And the first half is now in the books. 76ers on top, up by 12. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports.
Okay, guys, solid play so far. I like what I'm seeing. But just a few things to talk about before the second half. The first thing is that our ball movement has been solid. Keep it up. I want to see that ball continue to rotate around the perimeter until we get a good look. One place we've had success was in the low post on offense. Great positioning. Good job finding the open passing lanes and getting the ball in tight. And now listen, let's keep the ball moving in the third quarter. And when we're rotating it around the perimeter, I want you guys...
All right, Memphis, you got your Grizz girls.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
No slowing him down. Just incredible numbers for Okafor. He has 12 points and 1 assist.
Grizzlies. Some changes here for the Grizzlies. Brandon Wright's checked in for Randolph. And it's Green in for Jeff Green. Conley and Allen in the backcourt. Brandon Wright is out there with Green. And it's Gasol in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Gasol's got 8 points in the quarter.
Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
Freak with it. Now Green defending. Grant. Shot is no good. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. And this is the first season matchup for them against this 76ers team.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games, 2 wins.
They may have wished for more games against them. A definite disparity in talent. We'll see if they take advantage again tonight.
Some changes for Memphis. Jordan Adams comes in for Allen. And it's Livingston in for Mike Conley. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Kendall Marshall's checked in for Robert Covington. Here is Livingston. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. That's short off the rim. The 76ers leading by 9. Here's Freak. And good off the lead pass that time.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
There's 1:40 left to play in the third. Wright sets a screen. Adams outside. 6 on the shot clock. He dishes it to Gasol. Little turnaround. And it's Freak with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
1:12 left to play in the third. Out to the right wing. Noel passes to Freak. Here's Grant. No good from outside. The Grizzlies trail by 11. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Good-looking screen by Gasol. And Adams kicks to Gasol. And Wright throws it down hard.
Signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
30 seconds left in the third quarter. Freak kicks to Noel and stolen by Wright. Here is Livingston. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Marc Gasol.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Right wing. Now, here's Marshall. Here's Freak. And no good trying to get that one. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Freak in at shooting guard. Also Kendall Marshall out there. Nerlens Noel is out there with Grant and Carl. So Philadelphia wins it. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson. Got Shaquille O'Neal, got Kenny the Jet Smith. Without further ado, let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game. Just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
He was a monster on the inside for them. His strength and his size came into play so much tonight. And to go along with his physicality, he had a sweet touch around the basket.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.